Hello everyone. In this video we will see file handling in Python part 1. Okay. Now introduction to file. Why we need a file? So far we have created programs in Python that accepts the input, manipulate it or process it and displays the output. Now keep in mind output is a temporary. We are not storing anywhere. So what if we want to store the output permanently so that I can reuse? In that case the file will come into the picture. Okay, normally we write a program, Python program in a .py extension, right? That is also a file. Likewise, the data entered and the output can be stored permanently into a file, right? So this is a need for a file. Now there are two types of file. One is a text file and another one is a binary file. Now text file is a human readable character, okay, which can be opened by any text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, etc. Now binary file, you cannot read it. It is a character and symbol, right? Now we take a text file. Some of the examples for a text file is .txt, .py, .csv, like this. It keep on. Now file contents are stored in ASCII or a Unicode or other coding schemes internally. Okay, even though you can see and the ASCII representation for A is 65 and for capital B 66 and goes on. Okay, so internally how A will be stored means it will be stored as a 65 in the binary format. This is about the text file. Now next one is a binary file. Binary file is image, audio, video files. It also stores as a 0 and 5. Binary file usually text it will show a garbage value, right? Now for example, I have a text file here. Okay, now I open this file. This is an image. I just open this. It will show a garbage value. This is what it means. So we cannot read it. It's doesn't make any sense, right? So single change make unreadable to the supporting application. If I make any change to that file, we cannot view the image in the proper application. Okay, that's the. Now for a file we will have to open and we need to read or write, then finally we need to close the file. These are the 4 general operations. Now how to open a file? Open, file name and access mode. What is this access mode? That we will see that after this slide. Okay, this is a file object. This is the syntax. Now what is a file access mode? R stands for read. This is a default one if I don't specify. RB stands for binary and read. R plus read and write. W write mode. A for append. A plus append and read mode. We will see one by one with an example for this. Now how to close a file? It's a good practice to close file object dot close. This is how you can close this. Now we take some examples here. First is I want to read a file, right? This is my directory. Okay. Now I'm going to read a file. Now I copy this. I paste here. I clear the screen. Okay. I save it. Now open. I want to. What is the name of the file? It's already file is there. Test.cx. It contains hello, good morning, good luck, thank you, and regards. These are the content of this file, right? I want to open for a read. I want to read the content, right? Then this is a file object. Then I say print f.read. So it will read the entire file content and display. Finally, we close the file. It's a simple program. Now I'm going to run this code. It displays what is inside the file, right? Yeah, good morning, good luck. It displays here. Simple one, right? Now remember that both my Python file and my txt file located in the same directory. What if it is located in a different directory? For example, I have another file, my file. and I want to read this. Okay, this one is only 3 lines. I want to read this file. So copy the entire file path. Now second example is, if a file is located, you can give a, or you can use programmatically, you can generate the file path. Then also, now I am hard coding the file path. So I have given a full file path with that file name. Then I want to read, then I want to read, print that, then I want to close. Now one thing is, normally we give a only one backslash, but what is two backslash? We call this as a escape sequence. For example, suppose I want to print this value in Python. Assume it is something like this. Okay, I want to say hello, then I want to say Python. For Python, I want to emphasize something, so I want to put double quotes from trainer, for example. Now Python interpreter will take this in a different way. This is a closing, opening quotes, double quotes. This will take as a closing double quotes. Then this will take as a opening, and this one is a. Now I want to tell the interpreter that don't take this as a closing quotes, right? It is a quotes for the Python. In that case, I can use the backslash, something like this, right? If it is a single quotes also, we have come across apostrophe like that, then also we need to use this escape characters. Same thing, instead of single backslash, we need to specify two backslash here, right? Then I read it. Now this is about the escape character. Now I save this, then I run this. Now it reads the other file located in this directory, alright. Now we move on to the next part. Now with class, there is a class called with class. You can use this with class. What is the difference? Okay. Now I told you, when you open a file, you need to close the file, but this is not necessary with class. So I open the file, okay, in the read mode. Then this is a file object. Then I read the file and I print the file. Same like a previous example. This example, the only difference is no need to close the file, because when it comes out of this with block, it will be closed automatically. So that is the purpose of with class. Okay. Now I save this. I clear the console. Then I run this. Then it reads the file. Okay. This is use of the with class. Now we move on to the next part, how to write a file. Now I specify the file name I want. Then instead of R read, we specify W, that means write. Then I say f dot write, hello, how are you? Now if I use this, now this is the content now. Please remember, when I use W, if file exists, it is going to overwrite the content, right? Then I close this. Now let's see, I close this. Then I run this. Now you can see the file content is changed. So this is for W, right? Now I want to write a numeric data. How to do this? Okay, now I close this. I save this. I open a file numeric.txt, then in the write mode, then I say mark equal to 75. I want to enter this mark into the file, then I want to close this file. Now let's see what happened to this. It says write argument must be string, so not an integer. It cannot accept, so the for this argument should be string, not a integer. So in this case, what we can do is we convert this to a string, then we can write this into a file as a string. Now you can see 75 is here, right? Now we go to the next one, write line. What is a write line? We saw write so far. What is a write line? Now I say write line, same thing. I want to write, then I want to say hello. What is this? Backslash n means it is like a new line. I don't want into the same line, I want into the new line. So I mention everything here. Then I say write line. So in the write, I can write only one string, but here I can enter array of string. You see, comma, then I use a enter, comma. So like this I can enter multiple string. That is the difference between write and a write line. Now I save this, then I execute this. Now you can see this, the value written here. Okay, file. Now what if I want append? I don't want to overwrite. When we use a W, that will overwrite the existing. I don't want. I want to add something to the existing. In that case I can use a E. Okay. Now I copy this. I save this inside. I want to test that is already there. I want to add thank you, then below thank you I want to add regards, right? Then I add a regards, right? Then new line. Now I save this file. Now let's see what happens. Now regards is going in the last line. Okay. Now what is the problem here? Here I forget to put the slash n here. Okay. Now once again I write the file. Okay, then I save it. Now I add a regards to it. Now the file is something like this. Now add a regards to it, right? Then save the file. Then now when you see this, you can see the regards down below, right? So this one A stands for append. You can append for the existing file, right? Now we move on to the next one. What if I read in a binary way? Suppose I read this file in a binary way, right? Now I see this file, I just say R instead of RB. Okay, then I say Python. It will read the file and display in this. Now what if I say B, RB, binary way? Then I, so one difference is you can see r/n. The backslash r stands for carriage return and new line. So it will go to the next line, right? It will go to the next line. It will go to the next line. So you can read all those. You can see all those things in the when you read the file in the binary format. Okay. Now I want to read only the first 10 characters. I don't want to read the entire file. What do I need to do? So in that case, specify 10 characters, right? This is, now I save this, because normally in the read we don't specify any argument. That means it will read the entire content. Now it says I only want to read the first 10 characters. Then you can specify something like this. Okay. Now what if I specify a negative value? For example, instead of I specify, okay, now I show you the content. It is showing the whole things. Meaning is it is reading the entire file, whether if no argument or any negative value, it is going to read the entire content. Okay, only positive value will have the line. Now next one is read line. There is one thing called read line, like a read line is there, and read lines, plural form. Okay, what is the difference? Now I copy this file, this code. So this will read the single line, right? I save this, then say hello. Now I change this to yes. Then I save this, then I run this code. It will read the multiple line with this slash new. Okay, this is the difference between read and read line. Now I don't want to display in the same, I want to split one by one, line by line. In that case, there is a function in Python called split. Now same thing, okay. Now read line, this will display in this format. Now I use a for content. Content is what I will read. It will be in this buffer. Then in the for loop, each and every line, I split the line. Then I display it. I print the word. Okay. Finally, I close this file. This one is I want to display one by one. Okay. It displays like this. Okay. The remaining part of the file handling, we see this in the next video. Please subscribe and share this video to your friends, and I will provide all this source code in the GitHub repository down below the description. Thank you.